All right, so we the game is up. I think you're already in it.
Yeah, I am already here.
I think we're also co-casting or simulcasting. That's not really the term. Or simultaneously casting this is the Archons of Atlanta folks. I do not know the channel that they're casting from.
Looks like we have an AOA Grump Buggy, which is Matt's deck, and his most prolific deck from what we were reading, against a Worlds Collide Dissaurian Star Alliance.
And you don't want to miss out on the double Martian Generosity key abduction for Matt. So I just want to call that one out there. That looks bonkers.
Yeah. Triple Infernus Hysteria for Jason. So with double Six Emperor Tyrannosaurus and double Tribute, this could be an interesting matchup if Matt can get the Genka or, well, either of his AOA combos going. I think he'll have a pretty good shot.
For sure. All right, we're going to go ahead and start the timer. Looks like the players are ready. The other casters are ready. Oh my goodness. Let's do this. I really like this Worlds Collide deck. The double Kirby platform. That's just seems like a lot of fun. You can have that with some pretty potent powers.
With the Kirby's Blaster, that's a whole lot of card draw right there.
The customs office, is that going to really have any value here? Key to Dis, I guess the only...
Yeah.
Oh, and Transporter Platform.
Transporter platform.
Sure.
But I think since Transporter, you have a pip on it. In my opinion, if I were Jason, that would be worth the trade every time.
Well, I mean, especially with those, if you can get it down before the Kirby's. Let's see. So they're just kind of, doing a little posturing over here. We got Matt toss down Dodger.
Ooh, more Bramos.
Bramo fodder. This I thought maybe that Gargantodon was foiling. Maybe it is. Maybe I just need to keep watching. Yeah, it is. It's a foiled Gargantodon. That's cool.
It is, yeah.
I guess the perks of being on Knowledge is Power. Actually, that's not entirely true. They have given out 2 foils to each player who signs up there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Here we go. That's a little potent. The double Infernus Hysteria in hand.
Yeah, with a stealth mode. I mean, and stealth mode's such a good card.
Oh yeah. And getting down this transporter platform early, before that customs office, is a great option. So does reveal the generosity to deal 3 more damage. Plays out the Dominator. The Beam Buckler comes down, deals some more damage. Probably hold on to this generosity, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so, and this could come down to is he betting that Jason doesn't have the stealth mode? Did he miss the stealth mode? I think against a deck this heavy with Infernuses, holding the generosity is the best play, because you're probably only going to get that generosity once.
Muffin says, "Go Matt." Got some I got some Manchester Mavericks love going on in the chat. Nice. All right, so we're going with Star Alliance. Medic comes down, Transporter Platform, and the Stealth mode. So that really only, I guess, ruins kind of some of the Mars. I guess you can't hit that.
It delays a turn,
either.
but I actually, sitting on a 2/2/2 hand, I'm almost betting we see a Mars call from Matt here, and he unstuns that Dominator, reaps, and then drops the Mindworm so that next turn he can really shoot up some Amber.
Sure. I mean, there's also, you can take care of that medic.
Yeah,
right?
that's
if
true.
you go with Brobnar, right? You could just pitch the Sound the Horns. I mean, fight with the the medic into, or fight with the Brammo into medic, or reap with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Fights into, what did I miss? I missed something. Oh, fights the Gargantodon to remove the ward. Okay. Does fight with Drummernauts to pick up the Brammo. Plays out the Brammo, deals some more damage, and should probably get the Cowfine down. What's Jason's deck name? Jason's deck name is FR Toracroon of the Streetwise Deep, rather. I'll link it in chat. You'll see the link in chat long before you hear me saying this. So enjoy that.
Going with some Saurian shenanigans.
Indeed. I feel like you're almost like just a little bit bummed to have such a potent diss hand sitting around, especially in this situation with the Hysteria, where your opponents would basically reset their Drummernaut, and Beanbuckler and Brammo.
Is a show of one of the player skills that, because I think when you first start playing, you're just like, I have the most cards of this. I'm going to play the most cards. I'm not going to hold any cards. I'm going to get through my deck as fast as possible. I think this is one of those things where the judgment call of knowing how to hold your hand and what to do is extremely important. That foil key to this is very distracting, by the way. It looks so good.
Sweet.
But even with this, I think that Matt is now far enough through his deck that you wouldn't feel bad dropping those Infernuses, purging maybe some non-amber stuff that you don't want to deal with, and knowing that you have the Hysteria to pull those Infernuses back up might be the play this next turn. Because he did get to forge that turn.
Yeah, that's pretty big. All right, so we do see the Infernus come down. The question will still be about the Hysteria. And what gets purged? Sound the Horns and Orbital Bombardment. So it looks like prioritizing some Amber. I mean, the other stuff, I don't know, Throwing Stars.
Yeah, he's gonna purge the entirety of the discard pile, I think, or possibly his own stuff, so that he can thin his deck out and just draw dis.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, and that seems to be the case. Purges the Censor Chief and Legatus Raptor, which is also foiled.
Yeah. And this is a good way to get rid of that Amber he just gave back because he captured it. He's doing a very good job of keeping Matt at 0 Amber. He's putting a lot of weight on that Genka combo, which I think is definitely well done.
Sure. Pretty crucial.
And he gets the third Infernus just, in case he needs it.
Just a cool 3 Infernuses. Nothing big. We can do that.
That Evil Eye is kind of a dead card in this matchup, so yeah.
Wow, yeah. I guess at least it's got Amber, right?
Yeah, the pip is definitely needed to get rid of some stuff. I like that play. That was a good play to board wipe with those Brobnarians there.
And that's
and now
that's
has
the thing.
The Gangernaut combo.
That's the thing that's happening. Now, was the Ganker Chieftain down beforehand, or was that in hand when the Hysteria was played? That is what I'm curious about.
I thought the Drummernaut was down, but I could be wrong.
The Drummernaut was definitely down. I think Matt must have just drawn into, or recently drawn into, the Ganker Chieftain. So essentially, it doesn't look like Jason would have known. It's not like Jason willingly handed Matt a reset Drummernaut with the Ganker Chieftain.
Yeah. There comes a point in every KeyForge game where you gamble, and you can't just sit and go, well, what if they have this? Because then every one of your opponents always has a too much to protect in hand. Sometimes you have to roll the dice, and I think this is a perfect example of them rolling the dice. Now, with the key to dis out, my question is Matt does keep the Ganger Chieftain in hand.
Yeah, it's seems not bad. There is the second drummer now, right? So there's a little bit of, there's a chance that that can be recurred later for sure. And Matt goes to 5 Ember, so setting up potentially a Martian Generosity turn here, if they so choose. And keep in mind that that's a Martian Generosity for what, 12 cards, and this deck, unlike Nathan's that we saw previously, does have the Key Abduction.
And can draw into a second Generosity. And as somebody who has played against a deck with 2 Generosities and a Key Abduction, wheeling for 3 keys is not as uncommon as a person would think.
And there is the, I do see Proliferator. Is there no Mars first though? Interesting.
Oh, so, yeah, that can really hurt. No Mars first, and so yeah. And Key Abduction kind of stops the Proliferator from just sitting on the board.
And this deck is like mega foiled. Jay's deck's, Jason's kind of, I think this Kirby's foiled. Yeah, Kirby's foiled.
The Raptor was, the Gargantodon is.
The Key to Dis.
The Key to Dis.
Foiled to the 9s. All right, here we go. We got Mars into the Martian Generosity.
We got Generosity.
Picked up. Mars needs Ember, Skyboo Squadron, Mindworm, Dominator, Beam Buckler. Ooh, so does not get the Key Abduction. That's probably gonna hurt a little bit.
But very well may play out enough to get there, you think? I guess he didn't draw the second Generosity either, huh?
Yeah, didn't draw the second Generosity. That's a bit of a bummer.
That hurts.
If you're Matt.
That really hurts.
I think you're hoping to basically get a cheeky key there, right? 3, 6, 9, 12.
I think
15,
what he was hoping to do was wheel. Because if he can wheel and shuffle his Generosities back in, he's not worried about the Infernuses as much.
Sure. Although is there enough generation from this Mars house to even do that?
Let's see, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 pips, so no.
Yeah, so
he didn't have enough left.
I mean, we're still looking at a good amount of Mars that just populated the board, so something that could cause some problems. Ooh, red alert. That is, I was not looking at Jason's hand. That is a pretty good. Look at all those Mars creatures Jason doesn't care about.
Yeah, and look at everything that's left to Jason as far as the Key to Dis, the Onyx Knight. He's just this is one of those matches where it's not over by any means whatsoever, but I'm definitely been in Matt's shoes, I think, a lot more often than I've been in Jason's, where it feels like your opponent just answers everything you have and not in the way you expected. I think Matt was hoping that he'd get the Key to Dis popped there and get his Brobnarians out, and Jay was like, well, I've got all these other ways to just destroy your board. Bingo Bang Bang with Relentless Assault could be really funny, though.
Oh yeah.
And into the fray.
Got to survive something, though, right? The main problem.
Yeah.
I guess there's the little Rapskull. Nice.
This Grunt Buggy could do some good work in this matchup for Jay.
There's a Bingo Bang Bang fights into Centurion. Is that right? Fights into the Centurion, puts some damage on the Gargantodon, kills the Kirby. Little Rapskull will also fight. Fights CXO Tabor. Anger Chieftain to fight with the Dominator. There you go. Takes down the Gargantodon. In some ways, I wonder if that actually helps, given the 6 Emperor tribute that Jason's sitting on.
Yeah.
And those Infernuses are just absolutely oppressive. And I assume we're going to be seeing them come back.
Yeah, this is a complete control match from Jay's perspective right now. He's the one that is controlling the Grunt Buggy right now, basically, because he has complete board control. He's got both 6 Emperors and a tribute in hand. Honestly, if I were Jay, I'd be sitting here going, I really need my opponent to generate some amber so that the cards in my hand can do the things that they need to do.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's got a Kirby with a Kirby's Blaster and a Light of the Archons with the transporter platform out.
That's
things might
reversed.
just start to get a little gross.
We are seeing some shadows coming down. This is a pretty big shadows turn. Look at that. Empties the hand.
And has 3 that fire off a Grunt Buggy. So that's a good thing. Because right now, I think what Matt needs to do is slow this match down.
And that's not going to happen when Kirby draws 4 cards.
The second Kirby.
Oh man,
that's gross. And it's a foil Kirby, so it's even twice as good as the regular Kirby.
Yeah, just ultimate Kirby. All right, so we're going to have a total of 3 potential plays off the Kirby.
Yeah.
No, there'd be 3, right?
Yeah.
Because both Kirbys will get played.
Yeah.
Pops the
But
key
he
to
does
this.
the key to this first, yep, and now just does Kirby things.
I
wonder if he'll drop Chan down and then tribute and 6 Emperor.
Definitely be a way to get some good Ember there.
Yep, that's exactly what he does.
And smart to not play out the Light of the Archons too. Before that,
yeah, because
it caused some problems.
Yep. This match is not. Draws into yet another Infernus.
Holy,
sorry, Matt. I'm feeling you. Man.
I think those were brought back with the not finished with you last turn, right? So that's brutal. And there's one more left. There's 2 cards left in the draw pile. And no, I'm sorry. The Infernus was killed with the key to dis, I think. So I lied. I have lied. Drummerknot comes down. Ganger Chieftain isn't going to be enough to kill the Kirby. Just barely. Whew, man, that's so close.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have any amber though. It's the problem with Drawn Generosity when you have 0 amber.
And there's the key abduction. So it was what, bottom 8 for sure. And I think it was only just recently drawn. So that's a bit of a unfortunate draw there. You love to see it. You hate to see it. You love to see it as your opponent. Hate to see it for yourself. I feel like this has been pretty clinical though from Jason. Just really solid play.
Yeah, there has not been a bad choice at all.
Super airtight, if you will. Just making good calls. I mean, tough calls still, but it's just really good lines.
He's already almost through his deck for the 3rd time.
3rd time, really? Oh my goodness, I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah,
Has he actually
He's
gone
down
through
to
it?
14 cards left in his deck.
I think this is only the 2nd time, right? Because he did the not finished with you yet earlier.
Yeah, he did the not finished with you. That was the replenishment there.
And he's purged 8 of his own cards. Nice.
And I think that's his goal, is to get down to just, 3 Infernuses and a Hysteria in your deck, and you just win.
Just keep playing them.
And Matt, you know, some good draws off of this. He can still get back into it. It's definitely not 100% over. It's just looking close.
Yeah, definitely looking one-sided right now. Jay's gonna go with Star Alliance. Interesting. Reap to play. Oh, I guess just generating Ember and drawing the cards. Okay, kind of forget about Kirby's Blaster. Sly Devil, you. Kirby going nuts. Oh, stealth draws into a stealth mode.
And I'm not seeing an answer.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good way to seal the deal. Dodger, there's not enough. There's only one creature that Matt's holding that can proc that Grunt Buggy. So not enough to get over the 8 Ember that Jason's sitting on. Although we'll
I think
see.
he just runs out the Genka and hopes he can wheel into the nuts here, but I just yep. Jay wins the game.
There it is. It's a good game. I think I was expecting a little more out of that double Martian Generosity, but just couldn't line up, and Jason did a great job keeping Matt's Ember count sufficiently low that wasn't going to be super useful. And I will say there was a little bit of
amazing.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a rough draw on the one Martian Generosity that we did see. I think probably Matt was looking for something a little bit different, but nonetheless,